So today we're going to make meal number 2 from my HelloFresh box. It's Southwestern stuffed peppers with ground beef, quinoa, and Monterey Jack cheese. So let's see what's in our bag. It's a big bag, so I'm like, that's heavy, so that means, woo! Look at those peppers. Those are pretty good looking. I got two peppers, so that's why the bag was so heavy. Onion, another shallot, Monterey Jack cheese, a lime, some more Monterey Jack cheese, crushed tomatoes in a box, not a can. Warm and smoky Southwest seasoning. Looks like it's a mix of dehydrated garlic, cumin, and chili powder. Chicken bouillon and quinoa. If you've never had quinoa, the first time I made quinoa, way back a long time ago, before it was really all that popular, and Carl took it in his lunch to work, and the strands kind of peel off from the side of the kernel, and somebody thought I was trying to poison him. It was a joke, but that was oh, and the ground beef. Alright, so see what step 1 is. Preheat and prep. So the oven I have heating up is going to be heated to 400 degrees, and then we're going to bring 1 cup water, stock concentrate, and a pinch of salt to a boil in a small pot, and then we're going to dice up the onion and thinly slice the scallion and cut the lime into wedges. 1 cup of water plus the chicken bouillon. This is liquid already, so it's kind of handy. I mean, I suppose if you were trying to make this on your own, you could just use granules. You wouldn't have to have salt. So we're going to bring that to a boil. So when I dice an onion, I cut off the ends first, like this, and then it's easy if you just run your knife down the side like this and peel it that way. So then I half the onion, and then if you just make thin slices, keep it held down while you do that. Trim and thinly slice the scallion. So we're not gonna chop it. We're gonna slice it. So get more strips that way. Oops. Cut the lime into wedges. So I always just kind of cut the end of the limes off. I don't know why. I just like the way that looks. So I'm going to do this kind of wedge. I think 4 wedges should be enough. So I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. I'm just following the instructions. Okay, it says once water is boiling, add quinoa. To pot, cover, lower heat, and reduce to a simmer. Cook until tender, 15 to 20 minutes. My water's not boiling yet. So in the meantime, I'm just going to look ahead and see what I got to do after I do that. So, and get anything else I need. So I'm going to go ahead to step 4, which is prep and roast the peppers. So I'm going to go ahead and just get the peppers ready to be roasted, because I can't do the other stuff until the oven heats up and the water boils. So I'm just kind of working ahead on this one. We're going to have these lengthwise and remove the white ribs and the seeds. So, alright, I think the water's boiling now. I can hear it. We're going to add the quinoa. to that. And we're going to cook that for 15 to 20 minutes. Need my scissors. Scissors aren't working today. Alright, I think that's open enough. I'm going to cover reduce that to low and let that simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. So the next step is we're going to start the filling for the peppers. So we're going to heat a drizzle of olive oil in a large pan over medium-high heat and add the onion and the scallions and cook, tossing until softened 4 or 5 minutes. And then we're going to add the ground beef and the Southwest spice sauce, which is in this little packet right here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get the ground beef out of this container with my scissors that aren't working. So that's good. Get my wood spoon. Turn that to low. Get my dumb phone out. I don't have a smartphone yet, but this has a handy timer on it, so sometimes I use this for timing. Alright, so we're going to cook the onions and the scallions for 4 to 5 minutes. Well, this is simmering just a little bit longer. I'm going to go ahead and work on getting the peppers ready to go in the oven since the oven's heated up. So, I'm going to line a pan with tin foil. I don't like to scrub pans. Put tin foil in the pan to help put the peppers on. Get my instructions read that right. What am I doing? Alright. So, we're going to put these link whites. They want us to rub these all over with olive oil. So I'm going to just put a little bit of olive oil on each one. And then use my fingers just to kind of spread that all around. So you're going to need to wash your hands after you do this, because it's kind of messy. But I'm going to stir my onions. Yeek. Uh-oh, gotta turn those down. They're getting a little brown. Alright, so I'm going to focus on the onions and not the peppers right now, because otherwise I think I'm going to have some issues. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt. Yeah, issues. My husband's laughing at me. Okay, I don't want to burn this on YouTube. Okay, so we're going to put salt, pepper in there, and we're going to add the beef and breaking up, cook for another 3 or 4 minutes. So, I have to decide what I'm going to show. I can't show everything, so we're going to sprinkle these with salt, these peppers with salt, and we're going to get these in the oven. So, you know, it's funny because when I was younger, I tried to make stuffed peppers, and I don't know, I didn't really enjoy it, but the recipes when I was younger, you wouldn't pre-cook the peppers. So we're going to roast these peppers without any stuffing in them first, and then we're going to stuff them after they've roasted, so they'll already be soft. I think that was when the recipes that I read out of cookbooks when I was younger. I think they would stuff them with rice and do all this stuff, but I don't remember the pre-cooking part. I could be wrong. I mean, okay. Stir this one a little bit. I'm kind of laughing at myself because in my intro video I said I picked HelloFresh because it tends to be easier, and I think this week I picked recipes that generally aren't like the easiest. So there's a lot of steps, but which is fine. I don't mind steps, but these. So if you think I think these are easy, these are kind of medium. This one's probably easier than yesterday, the ribeye steak. So we're going to roast these. I'm not sure what way. They remove what? Rub all over. Place on a baking sheet. It doesn't say which way to place them. So like up or down. So I am going to leave them face up. Okay. And we need to cook these for 7 minutes until they're softened. So now I can focus my attention back to the beef. They said this meal was supposed to take 30 minutes. I didn't believe them, and I still don't. I think this isn't as complicated as the one I cooked yesterday, but I think this is longer than 30 minutes, just reading by the card. So you have to wait for the oven to heat up, and then they said it's only 5 minutes prep, but I don't know. I think that's I would probably say 10 minutes prep, and then you're kind of getting into like 40 minutes would probably be what this is going to take to cook. So we're going to stir in the Southwest spice blend. Oh yeah, that's Southwest. Okay. We're going to just stir that for 30 seconds or so to get it all mixed in. It smells good. I like Southwest and Tex-Mex food. It's one of my favorites kind of food. All right, I'm gonna call that meat done for that step. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. So I'm going to turn the heat back on because what I have to do now is add the tomatoes to this. So we're going to open up this box of crushed tomatoes, product of Italy it says. Scissors. Alright. We're going to let that simmer for about 5 minutes just to blend the flavors and let it thicken up a little bit. Well, it says to stir this until the tomatoes reduce slightly, but they're pretty thick, so I think this is. I don't think there's much reducing to be done. And what we're going to do is we're going to add the quinoa to this, and this will be our filling. Yeah, I think the quinoa looks done. I don't think my camera is going to be able to pick up the little strands that are on the quinoa edges, but so we're going to go ahead and add the quinoa. I don't think I've ever made anything quite like this. I mean, I made a few different stuffed pepper recipes, but I've never stuffed a pepper with quinoa. So this is the first. So our stuffing is made. Now we just need to wait for the peppers to cook just a little bit longer. I'm going to check on them though. They might be done. So we're just supposed to cook these until they soften. Yeah, you know, I I think they can cook a little bit longer. So I think I'm going to cook these for about 3 more minutes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get those peppers out of the oven. All right. Now it says to arrange them right side up on the baking pan. They're still a little hot. I probably don't want to touch them right at this minute. Because the recipe didn't, like, I think they were anticipating that these would be done baking before I got to this point. But the baking time, it just didn't work quite right. So you might need to let these sit, or you can just be brave and try not to burn yourself, which I think is what I'm going to do. Judging by the size of these peppers, I'm thinking this is the right size scooping spoon, so I can fit them in there fairly well. So I am just going to scoop as much as I can of this into each of these peppers. Stuff bell peppers with as much filling as will fit. So, I mean, how do you define fit? I mean, is that just down but level, or like kind of piled up high on top? So, it's the question of the day. Now, what we want to do after that is we're just going to top these with cheese. So, they sent me 2 packages of cheese, so I think that means I'm just going to put 1 package on 1 serving. My husband always tells me that cheese is going to garnish. Alright, so other package is going to go on the other side. You know, you can't really sprinkle that, because if you sprinkled it, you would miss the peppers. So you kind of got to just, I don't know if sprinkle is the right word. I don't know if there is a word. So, now those need to go back in the oven and continue roasting until very soft, about 10 minutes. I didn't read the fine print. So hopefully there's nothing I can change about this now, but there's a little box on the side here. It says, start strong. Quinoa has a slightly bitter natural outer coating. To get rid of it, give the seeds a rinse in a fine mesh strainer under running cold water before cooking in step 2, and I did not do that. So if we bite into this and it's bitter, it's my fault. I didn't read the fine print. Alright, the oven beeped, so I'm going to check on peppers. I'm checking to see if the peppers are soft. And they're pretty soft, but I think I'm going to cook them just a little bit longer. So I think I'm going to put them in the oven for 3 more minutes. So we're going to go ahead and get these peppers out of the oven. Alright. Oh, those look perfect. A little golden crust on the cheese. I'll turn my oven off before I forget. I'm happy with how they look. Very happy. Yeah. We're going to plate this. So it says to put any of this that didn't fit into the peppers on each plate. So we're just going to divide this evenly into 2 plates. So put a little bit right here in the center of that. Here like that. And it says to garnish with lime. So I'm just going to set those limes down there in case we want to use them. So there we go. Dinner is served. I gotta check out this quinoa. No, it's not bitter. So the fact that I didn't read the small print for this batch of quinoa, we're all good. We can eat it in peace.